Hello, everyone. We welcome you to this edition of News You Can Use. I'm your host, Thera Milling, and I am excited about today's program because I have two of my favorite kinds of segments that I ever like to do when I'm having the opportunity to host the show. So in the first segment, I'm going to talk about One Day at a Time Drug and Alcohol HIV/AIDS program, ODAT for short. And Mel Wells, the president of that wonderful organization, is going to join me. He'll be sitting by my side. And then when we turn the page, we're going to talk about a wonderful, wonderful church here in Philadelphia observing its 50th anniversary. That's my home church, the Solid Rock Baptist Church, 1836 Federal Street in South Philadelphia. And we are excited about this milestone in the history of this church. So we've got a great program ahead. Stay along with us for the ride. We'll be right back. Here we go. We are moving forward with our program. Again, we're excited about this opportunity to join you in your home or your place of work, wherever it is that you happen to be watching this program on Comcast Channel 56 or on Verizon Fios Channel 36. I'm your host, Thera Milling, and my first guest is my brother. He is Mel Wells, the president of One Day at a Time. Hey, brother, how are you?
Hey, sis, how you doing?
Thank you for saving me so many times.
I better do that. You save me all the time, too, as well.
Right. Yeah. So One Day at a Time. The history is so rich, founded by your father, Reverend Henry T. Wells.
Yes.
And that was 30...
What, going on 33 years ago
33
now.
years.
Yeah, 33 years ago, all because of my father, Reverend Wells. Also my mother, whose birthday is today. I better say mom's birthday.
Yeah.
But they were able to start this company, and now it's going worldwide and evolved into other services as well.
Happy birthday to you, Mom Margaret Wells, who was by Reverend Wells' side every step of the way as he founded ODAT. Because she had to get permission to let him start a drug and alcohol recovery program in your house.
Yeah, as you want to say back then, in Mom's house.
In Mom's house.
She allowed it to happen, let him come out of the detox back then, you know, back in the 80s, around 82. My father got, you know, off of drugs, and then my mom said, okay, you can try to start this program that you're dreaming about called One Day at a Time. And so he started off with one of his friends. It's about reaching out to the guys that you were with on the street. Don't just get successful by yourself. And out of that one friend, we actually grew into 32 properties. And now we're a worldwide organization in India, London, and Cambodia with our partners from Hope Worldwide.
I call the One Day at a Time recovery program a tough love program.
That's right.
Because when people first come in, they got to go on what you all call blackout.
That's right.
What does blackout mean for our audience?
Blackout actually means that no contact with family members or old friends. Blackout is a time for you to come and refresh your mind, for us to also assess you on your attitude, thoughts, and behaviors, and see are you really ready for the long life process, because it's a process until the day you die, those 30 to 60 days of a blackout. So yes, it's tough love, but it's definitely love involved with that process.
So when people first come in, your counselors or you or whoever is in the intake room say, okay, call your family, your loved one, whoever it is you want to let them know, I'm safe, I'm alive, I'm well, I just started a drug recovery program, and I cannot talk to you for another 30, 40 days or whatever the time period is.
Exactly.
And then that's it. They can't be using the phone, calling and getting all pulled back out to old ways and bad habits.
Right. Well, sadly to say, One Day at a Time is kind of one of your last stops. You know, if you've been to, you know, all the healthcare facilities, the nice facilities, One Day at a Time is kind of your last stop. So a lot of individuals, at least 60% of us that come to our organization do not even have any family contact because the family is so sick or tired of being sick and tired of that individual, mother or father.
Yes. And so the other thing I noticed about One Day at a Time, and I've been blessed to be around ODAT for 30 of the 33 years. But when people, when clients, when our family that we're helping in recovery do start to get out of blackout, they're with a group at first. You don't just get to go walking off by yourself and come back 5 hours later because you might not be strong enough yet to say no to the drug.
Exactly, exactly. You must travel at least in groups of 2 to 3 people with you. We prefer 3 people. And then even after that, up to a 3 or 4 months process, you know, you have to watch the house. So sometimes you have to take the house members out to the movies, or if one guy's going to a health clinic appointment, the whole house is going as a family. So we definitely believe in doing a family dynamic.
And then group settings. sessions every day,
Yeah.
a few days a week.
We do 15 groups a week, so 3 times a day. We actually house one of the largest NA groups in the city at 25th and Lehigh. Starts 1 o'clock every day, Monday through Fridays. There's even weekend groups. But we also have groups for consumers. We have, when I say consumers, people living with HIV or AIDS. Or even now we're doing GA groups, you know, gambling anonymous groups as well. So that's something else that we have ventured into as well. So the services keep growing and growing. Long as we see our family member who is the community, more needs that grow. We grow our services as well.
There's a food bank.
Yeah.
You have a food bank at One Day at a Time. Now, this is at the headquarters for One Day at a Time, which I always tell people, it's at Broad and Lehigh on Broad Street, but the exact address is 2532.
Yep, 2532 North Broad Street. You know, you have to be referred by the city. Right now, we're actually servicing, I believe, 400 families right in our community who come to us on a monthly basis to receive their food from One Day at a Time. And
now, these are families that have someone in the family with HIV or AIDS.
Yeah, when we say HIV AIDS, I prefer to say consumer.
Okay.
That they have a consumer in their family. And once they found out they have the consumer in their family, we take care of a whole list of services from case management to housing services to making sure that they have their food, because it's about love keeping a person, you know, from growing from HIV to AIDS, plus the opportunity to get infection. So
then ODAT, One Day at a Time, you have a street team, outreach team that is all out in the places that some might be scared to go. And I keep telling you, I want to go with you. I'm going with you in the middle of the night. We're going down in the SEPTA holes, and we're going into the deepest, darkest alleys, and I'm going with you. And I want to meet the prostitutes, and I want to talk to them too, and I want to hand them condoms. I'm going to do it.
I'm still waiting.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, but that's a great team, you know. Rest in peace, Officer Wilson. You've seen our team come together with the 22nd District, and we had to do something up at the GameStop. Not too long ago, maybe a month ago, we guess we're doing Cold Blues, where our staff will work from, I believe, 7 in the evening to 7 in the morning for anybody that was sleeping out in the cold. Also, we hit the street back again, 4 o'clock in the morning, cleaning up the subways in Center City. Before everybody who probably watching this show, we clean up the subways and stuff before you get off the sub in the wintertime from homeless individuals, so we can feed them and try to get them the proper housing and long-term services as well. So we do it all, and we basically let our clients, our consumers, our people who come in off of drugs, we put it in their hand and let them go back out to the high-risk places to do the outreach for us.
And you hand out condoms to the prostitutes and to the drug abusers who are doing intravenous shooting and stuff, and that can go to the AIDS piece. So you're going to parks doing that. You're going wherever you can.
We go to wherever we can. Right now, we're getting ready to get back into the prison system. We have a team that go, you know, we know, working with the police department, where the crack houses are, where the hot spots at for heroin or whatever else is out there. So we go where the problem is, because it's our family members out there. We try to ignore it, but it's our family members, so we want to save our family.
I keep forgetting. I got to have you come back over at the prison where I teach life skills and job readiness, too, because ODAT voice can certainly be heard there, and encourage our ladies that I work with to be clean at the very least. If you're going to be out there doing all kinds of stuff, use a condom. And when you all are giving out condoms, you have female condoms as well as male condoms.
We have female condoms. Some people don't even want the condoms, so we just have information, you know, high risk reduction information as well. So we have something a little bit for everybody, you know, whether it's drug and alcohol, HIV and AIDS, or you just looking for recovery services, meaning that you're trying to just get into the mode of recovery.
The last time I had you on, you were on with Mom, Margaret Wells, and Dad had not passed yet. Well, I'm so glad that they have you and that you were able to stand into his shoes and to do what he's doing. He taught you well. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And you are so much like your dad. I've seen you organize these marches and rallies, and I'm like, dang, I thought somebody told me Reverend Wells had passed, but you sound so much like him, and you rev people up. You get a whole 1,000 people going, and so that's why I noticed Bilal Qayyum and these other activists out here, some of who are old heads, older than me even, but they're calling on Mel, because they want Mel to come and fire the crowd up before they start speaking or whatever they're doing, and that just makes me so proud of you and how God has given you that ability to do that. You pray like your dad, you talk like your dad, you walk like your dad, and you're acting like him too in all the good things that he did. So you are a blessing, and I'm so glad that ODAC can live on, because other groups that I've seen in this town that I used to cover as a young reporter when I was in my 20s and 30s don't exist anymore, because the founder died and nobody else had the juice to carry it on.
Well, to us, Reverend Wells never dies. You know, his legacy will always continue. We believe in keeping all of our forefather legacies alive. That's something that my father always has taught me. And what my job is now is to let people know that recovery is not about just drug and alcohol. We want to put the whole city in recovery mode. Rather they come to violence, rather they come to drug and alcohol, rather they come to HIV and AIDS, rather they come to our teens. We all need to be in recovery mode some type of way to better our city.
Okay, so now I need people to get their calendars out. Grab your cell phone. If you're like me, old school, and you're still using a paper calendar, get that thing out right quick, because One Day at a Time has some wonderful things coming up in the month of June. It's the annual thing we do. It's our Peace Weekend, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on? We have several events, if I could keep them up all with them off the top of my head.
Yeah.
In June, we do our candlelight visual. We're going after June the 11th or June the 18th right now that we're locking down the date for, evening time candlelight visual for those who are living and passed away with HIV and AIDS. We're using that under DBH and with all of our partners in the city, CBH as well, to market our events that we're going to be doing in August. August, we're going to do our weekend from the 26th to 27th and 28th. We started with a resource day with hundreds of tables coming out, health fair tables coming out, ex-offenders that's coming out with entrepreneurship that want to sell items that's coming out, like you say, legal items as well. That's our resource day. After the resource day, we're going into our mode of Stop the Violence rally that we're doing along with Dougie Fresh. And then we're doing, even with the resource day as well, we're doing a big march that we're doing going over to the Dale East, where we're trying to rename now the 2400 block and the 2500 block of Lehigh Avenue to Reverend Wells Walkway. And that's something that we're trying to do. And also we're locking down Drexel University for our basketball game on the 28th, where all recovery individuals, remember, the city is in a recovery mode, and that's what we're going after.
Yes. Well, I want you to continue doing what you're doing, keeping ODAT in the center of the action of the recovery movement. We are the leaders of recovery in Philadelphia. I don't think anybody can take that from us. There's no other name of any other group to me that is more seated in this than One Day at a Time. Give the website if people want to know more information.
Well,
and
you can go to odat.us if you're looking for services, or you're just looking to see what ODAT is involved in. You see me popping up the phone because we have a Facebook, One Day at a Time, One Day at a Time, One Day together. At a time is one word. Twitter or at Original ODAT. Instagram at Original ODAT. Please follow us. Our phone number 215-226-7860 if you know anybody in need of help.
Thank you, brother. I love you. I love you. All righty, that's it. That's the ODAT story in a capsulized version. There's a book coming out about One Day at a Time in Reverend Wells. That'll hit about the middle of September. And so stay tuned for more. We'll bring them back in September to tell you about that. We're going to keep it moving as we go forward and talk about a 50th anniversary celebration for Solid Rock Baptist Church. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Jamie Tim, a graduate nursing student from LaSalle University. According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, 41,149 Americans took their lives in 2013. Here in Philadelphia, the suicide rate is slowly rising. A mix of factors are contributors of suicide. Financial problems, relationship issues, mental health disorders, or substance abuse are among those factors. If a person talks about killing themselves, having no reason to live, being a burden to others, feeling trapped or unbearable pain, have them call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. The more warning signs displayed, the greater risk for suicide.
This message brought to you by LaSalle University School of Nursing and Health Sciences.
I can take her home. I got her. Yeah. No, it's really fun. I can take her home. It's no big deal.
Don't be that friend and help put an end to sexual assault.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, A vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Hello, everyone. We continue now with our program, News That You Can Use. I'm your host, Thera Martin-Milling. So glad to be with you, and I'm very excited about this segment. I have my church sister, friend, girlfriend, Leslie Hampton, sitting by my side.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sister Thera. I'm so excited to be with you today and on this show. I'm over the moon.
You must not have talked to anybody since we left church yesterday because your voice is back. You said you weren't going to talk.
I know, and that's exactly what I did not do. I did not exert my voice box because I knew I had something to do today with Sister Thera Martin-Milling. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity today.
And we appreciate Solid Rock Baptist Church. I thank God every day that He led me there, and I know it was through getting married, but that I ended up at a Solid Rock because it's a wonderful church where family is the centerpiece to me of a feeling when you come in there. And I just love that everybody sort of knows everybody, and it's the preaching off the chain, off the hook. But Solid Rock Baptist Church is going to be observing 50 years of being in existence. The week of April 29th,
it's a Wednesday.
The 30th, May 1st, and then on May 3rd, woo, big day.
Bright and early on Sunday morning is when our Golden Jubilee celebration will take place. Sunday morning. And so we've been so excited as we prepare to embark upon this wonderful, joyous occasion. About a week ago, we had a Jubilee Joy Night 2015. There are no words to express. And what made that event so wonderful, Sister Thera, is that we had churches from various areas of the city who, just in the spirit of fellowship, came out to donate their time and their gifts and their talents to come and help us lift up the name of God in observance of our Golden Jubilee celebration. And it was just something that you just had to behold. What a wonderful time we had on a Friday night. A great time in God was had by all.
So that was like a little pre-taster to the big deal.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so moving forward, we are in preparation for our Jubilee Revival services that will begin, as you just stated, on Wednesday, April the 29th. If I could just tell you.
Yes, please give us a lineup.
Awesome,
give us a lineup.
So on Wednesday, April the 29th, 2015 at 7 p.m., Pastor Owen Gowans of the Mount Moriah Baptist Church located in South Philadelphia, he is going to come and he's going to kick off the party for us. Then on Wednesday evening, which is the 30th of April 2015, also at 7 p.m., the wonderful friend and just great pastor to a lot of us, Pastor John Koger of New Temple Baptist Church, also out of South Philadelphia. And then on Friday evening, Hog Killing Night, as our pastor calls it.
Hog Killing Night.
Pastor S.D. Neely from Enon Baptist Church is going to come and close us out and catapult us, give us something that we can take with us to get us through to Sunday morning for our Jubilee.
Right. Boy, it's going to be so exciting. And as I think about myself and church and how I've grown over the years. Been in church all my life. My parents took us to church. I was a Catholic for the majority of my life, well, from nursery school all the way through college. I was Catholic and practiced the Catholic faith, and very thankful for the tremendous education and religious learnings that I got from the Catholic Church. In fact, one of the schools I attended was right here at LaSalle. Did not graduate from LaSalle, graduated from Marquette University in Wisconsin, which is a Catholic university. But anyway, along the way, as a young adult, decided that I wanted to be a Baptist, which was the original roots of my family from down south, to be a Baptist. And my mom was practicing the Baptist faith at that time at Mount Carmel Baptist Church, so I joined at the age of 18 and have practiced the Baptist faith since then. But I don't know know that I was a very good Christian or a very good church member in that I never went to Bible study ever until I came to Solid Rock.
Well,
Baptist Church.
I could join you on
I
that
never
one.
experienced that. I was always with the Coalition of 100 Black Women,
Yes,
2,000 African American
yes.
women, the AKAs,
Yes.
the NAACP. It was always another meeting on a Wednesday night. So what was Bible study?
Right.
Anyway, long story short, came to Solid Rock, and it's like I'm a new woman. Whereas when I was in my 20s, I used to love the nightclub and party, and I was, at the second story nightclub downtown Philly, the Library nightclub, the New Tech on North Broad, all the nightclubs. I was there with the DJs from WDAS, and I thought this was it. Now when I party, I'm partying in church. Was jamming up in church yesterday.
Listen,
I mean,
having
every
a good
song they
time.
sang. I mean, you look at me up there in the
You're
balcony,
having a
and I'm
good
rocking,
time.
having a good time. And it hits me every now and then
Yes.
while I'm in church, in worship. I'll be like, wow, I am partying.
Yes.
Like I've never partied in my life.
Ain't no
but
party.
it's a different,
Like a Holy Ghost party.
Ain't
Because
no
a Holy
kind of
Ghost party
like
don't
a Holy
stop.
Ghost party.
Fist
Yes.
pump on that one,
yes.
right?
Yes. So anyway, all of that said, it is good to
Yes.
finally, for me, to
Yes.
be matured in this Christian walk.
Yes.
Still learning to do the Christian walk
Absolutely.
right,
And
but
we
I
all
get
are.
it
We
now. I
all
get it
are.
now, and I'm understanding the Bible like I never did
Yes.
before, and that's because of one Henry Busby,
Yes,
our
indeed.
pastor, Reverend Henry Busby,
A
because he knows how to
teacher and
teach,
a preacher.
teach and preach.
A
That's
teacher
right.
and a preacher. And, throughout my experience at Solid Rock Baptist Church, I mean, I believe I've been there for about 16 years now. And it's just been an experience that's something that has been greater than anything that I could have ever imagined or hoped for, to be a part of membership, where our church has served as that beacon of hope. It's been that place of healing and encouragement for so many people, not just the membership, but also the community. And it has just been phenomenal. I'm so excited to see where God is going to take us in the next 50 years,
Yes,
how he's
yes,
going to continue
yes.
to sustain us and grow us even more. And, we got some wonderful things going on at our church, and all due to our pastor, Pastor
the
Henry
strong
Busby.
leadership of
Yes.
Henry Busby, and then an associate pastor
Yes.
in Reverend Gordon Williams, who is also
absolutely.
strong,
Absolutely.
A great evangelist
Yes,
group,
yes.
and other ministers who are involved with the church.
Yes.
But so like Solid Rock, we've been known to feed the poor.
Yes.
We've been known to roll up our sleeves and get out and do cleanups in the
Communities,
community.
yes.
We regularly have health fairs at the church,
I love
thanks
it.
to none other than Evangelist
Bell
Bell
Myers,
Myers,
yes.
prop star
Shout
outreach
out.
lady, minister. And that's kind of work that churches should be doing.
And that is, in my opinion, Sister Thera, what makes Solid Rock just that premier church of South Philadelphia. We are creating legacy. And in my opinion, we're creating a legacy so that when our young people come, after us, they're going to see why Solid Rock was that church for South Philadelphia.
Right.
We get out there and we do things, and you just can't beat that. You can't beat that.
The other thing that I like about Solid Rock is that the young people get involved,
Yes.
and we allow it.
I love
Because
that.
some churches, it's like only the elders can
Yes.
do everything. The
Yes.
children can't participate in anything. Even people my age group can't participate. You
That's
got to be
right.
like 90
That's
to do anything. And at Solid Rock, we let the babies come out
That's
there
right.
ushering. They're like this high,
But
and they're going down the aisle
and
ushering.
they're doing it too.
And
they're
they're
doing
doing
it with a cheerful
Yes,
spirit.
yes.
you
We
know?
have a 13-year-old who does our church program book
Yes.
every week and does it very well.
Miss Aisha Shug Langley,
Yes,
and
yes,
she
Shug.
is Shug. Shug gets the job
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
She does. I'm so proud of her, and what a great example she is of a young person who is really just excited about doing God's work.
So in other words, I guess what I'm trying to share with our viewing audience, I know you are as well,
Yes.
there's a lot going on at Solid Rock, a lot of
yes.
good things. There's something for everyone. We've
Everyone.
got programs for our seniors, programs
Yes.
for the children, programs for young mothers with the babies. There's just a lot going on, good preaching and teaching,
Yes.
and a sincere, warm, loving, family kind of spirit.
Indeed. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of that.
So we welcome everybody to come out to the church.
Yes. Our Golden Jubilee celebration, bright and early on Sunday morning, May the 3rd, 2015, 10:30 a.m. We're going to start our praise and worship. And then at 11 a.m., Reverend Joe Williams of the Mount Airy United Fellowship Church is going to come and bring us a mighty word. Following dinner in our fellowship hall at 3:30 p.m., we are going to have none other than the pastor, Harry E. Brunson from the Rising Sun Baptist Church. He's going to close out our service. We're going to commence with him and his church. And just come on out. We're encouraging people to come on out and praise the Lord with us.
I think we should get our pastor's voice in the mix of this right
Yes.
now, Reverend Henry Busby. We did a little clip with him earlier,
Yes.
and we'd like to share his voice, his message, very briefly. So, to Reverend Henry Busby.
My name is Pastor Henry Busby.
And there you have it from Pastor Henry Busby, his message, his words. We want you to come on out and celebrate the 50th anniversary Solid Rock Baptist Church.
Yes.
The big day will be Sunday, May the 3rd. 2 services that day. First
Yes.
service, 11 a.m.
11 a.m. and then following our first service, dinner in our fellowship hall, and then we're going to close out in a mighty way at 3:30 p.m. And our theme for this year is Standing on the Rock. And guess what? By God's grace, that's exactly what we're doing. We're standing on the rock at the Solid Rock Baptist Church.
Okay. And then Ann Campbell, props to her, props
Yes.
to you. You're the chair
Well,
of this
props to
50th
the whole
anniversary.
committee.
And you all have been working so hard.
You
Well, thank
included. You
thank
included.
thank
Props to
you.
everyone. I'm just so
Yes.
proud to have been in service with you and collaborating with you on the past 3 years. And
First Lady Deborah Busby,
yes,
we love you.
Everyone, yes. And I'm so proud of you. And thanks for being that spirited
backup.
presence.
I'm the backup.
You know, that
Hey.
spirited presence in
Yes.
not only South Philadelphia, but everywhere in the city of Philadelphia. We appreciate you.
And we appreciate Solid Rock. You all have made me a better woman, and I mean
Amen.
that sincerely. We
Amen.
love our pastor, we love
And
our
we
First
do.
Lady, and
Yes.
all the good people of
Yes.
Solid Rock, and all the good people of Philadelphia. And I recognize that there's tons of wonderful churches out here, be that Catholic churches, Jewish synagogues, Muslim mosques, and then other kinds of churches and congregations. There's a lot of good people in Philadelphia. I'm convinced of
correct.
that. I'm holding on to that thought. But on Sunday, May 3rd, we want you all to think about Solid Rock Baptist Church. That's it for us. We got to wrap it up. Everybody, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Remember that life is fragile. Handle it with prayer.